Hey guys, it's Rachelle with Real Time Roundup, and you know how much I love to introduce you to some of the best businesses here in the greater Austin area. And today, you're going to want to watch this. This is Jason Dupre. He is the owner and founder of Conquest Electrical Contracting, and he's been doing commercial and residential work here in the greater Austin area for more than 2 decades now, right, Jason?
Yes, ma'am. A little over 20 years.
Master Electrician, you are an expert at what you do. And we are here at a beautiful home in Valente because Conquest Electrical Contracting actually did some work here, and we're going to show you a little bit about that. But first, I want to tell folks a little bit about your background. So, how did you become a master electrician?
Well, that's kind of a funny story because when I was pretty young, probably around 10 years old, I was mowing yards in the neighborhood, and one of the neighbors down the street was an electrician. Mowed his yard for a few years, and he said one day, he's like, "You want to learn how to be an electrician?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" So,
as a typical 13-year-old would do, right?
I was like, "Let's do it." And so I started doing it on the weekends in the summertime, and I did that all the way until I graduated high school, and then got my first job out of high school.
Right, and then you just continued your education from there on?
Yes, ma'am. I did. I started out in the Houston area, so I ended up getting my journeyman's license when I was 23 in Houston area, and then I came to the Austin area with that same individual that trained me from when I was a child. Came here and started working with him over here, and I got my master's when I was 24, almost 25, and then started a business.
Yeah. Have you been busy here in the last little bit?
Extremely busy.
Yeah.
As along with everybody else in this town.
Austin's been a great place for growth, but I can imagine, yes, the business has been good, but we're going to be grateful for that right now.
Yes, ma'am. I'll take it.
Tell me a little bit about why, being an electrician in electrical work, it's one of those trades and one of those industries that folks, you do not want to DIY. You don't want to do it yourself. There's a lot of risk involved.
Yes, there is. I mean, just even simply changing out devices and not knowing how tight to make the screws or making your joints correctly, even when you're just changing out a plug back and forth. You can, in doing so, with the neutrals, I know I don't want to get technical with you, you can change your voltage and have bad voltage go into different apparatuses in your house, like your equipment or ceiling fans or lights, stuff like that. It can cause problems, damage the fixtures, or you can have even as far as fires in the house.
Right. So, full disclosure here, my dad was a lifelong electrician. That's what he did his entire life. And I grew up knowing at an early age that it was just something you did not want to play with. And I bet there's a few folks out there that have maybe tried to change their own ceiling fans that have got that zap or two and then said, you know what, I better call in an expert. And that's where you come in.
Yes, ma'am. I've fixed a few things behind some homeowners here and there.
And you want somebody who's licensed, right? And
yes,
who
ma'am.
has experience in the business. If folks wanted to connect with you, and I'm going to give your information here again, but you can find Conquest Electrical Contracting on Facebook, on the web, you have a phone number, so we're going to give all that important information here in just a bit.
Thank you.
Tell me what we've done here at this house in Valente.
Well, this was a pretty basic facelift. So we changed out all the exterior sconce lighting, added some recessed can lighting in the soffits, and changed out all the chandeliers, added some recessed cans inside the house, changed out the devices, plugs and switches and all that, what have you. A relatively small piece of it, and we did some work for the boat dock down there as well.
Yeah, that's going to be part 2 because that was some pretty cool and extensive work that you did down there.
It was interesting going down the hill. That's for sure.
When we show you the back, yeah, we're overlooking Lake Travis here. Let's talk about just the scope of what you offer. So from commercial to residential, what can you do for homeowners?
Okay, so we have several different divisions. So basically this was a service job. This was service work. So we have a service division where we take care of everything from changing your service out to adding landscape lighting to adding recessed cans or changing devices out or repairs of some sorts. And then we have the commercial new construction division where we take care of tenant finish out. We do restaurants, shell buildings, things of that nature. And then we have the new construction residential where we do some high-end homes, mostly in Spicewood area and then a lot of downtown Austin area. 6 to 20,000 square foot homes, and then we have a federal contract division.
You stay busy.
Very.
Yeah. You stay
Along with
pretty
everybody
busy.
else in this town.
All right, let's show folks what we've done over here. We're going to come inside. As we mentioned, Jason did these sconces here, and as we walk into the house, if we can get a quick shot, way up there, some of the recessed can lighting that you helped install. Now this beautiful home has been under remodel, so some of the rooms have been redone and some have not. But this was one of the projects, these beautiful chandeliers here, Jason.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you do here?
Okay, so basically we split it used to have just one. We went in there, we split it into two, and redid the switch legs going there, which is, you know, from the switch bank over here to up there. Imagine there was one fixture there, and we split it into two, and just redid the wiring there.
Another reason why you call Jason Conquest Electrical Contracting. Take a look at this beautiful chandelier up here too. Again, there's probably not a homeowner's ladder that's going to be able to reach that.
No.
What did you do for this?
Well, we had to build some scaffolding, get up there and center it up, and get the fixture right where she wanted it, because you want to see it through the window. It's the little things like that. Too high, too low.
Hey.
You want to be able to see it.
Yeah, and as you know, somebody who likes interior design and wants their home to look nice, I appreciate those details because the window is right there next to it.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, all right, let's take folks a little bit more inside the room here. We're also going to be joined by the homeowner as well, but I want to talk about this beautiful chandelier, a similar project, I'm guessing,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
the one in the front here, Jason.
Very similar.
Okay, and what about the can lighting here?
Yes, ma'am. Those are retrofit trims, LED. So it went from a incandescent type light, you know, the ones that go out all the time, constantly.
Yep, yep.
Regular light bulbs.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
these don't go out.
Okay.
So you can imagine trying to change light bulbs up there.
I love it, I love it. And then you did some of the outdoor lighting. We're seeing some of the can lighting there in the deck area.
Yes, ma'am. A few ceiling fans and some recessed cans.
Very cool, very cool. And let's move the camera around and introduce folks to Miss Jen. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
You have a beautiful home here.
Thank you. We're very excited at this phase of remodel being complete.
Yeah, because you can live in it.
Yes,
It's
we're
comfortable.
back living in it. Yeah, it's been wonderful, and I will tell you what, I think we picked some of the most delicate chandeliers, so I wasn't just nervous about the height. I was super nervous, and working with these wonderful folks, they were here all the time, and I was so nervous about just, you know, making sure that things didn't fall apart, and they did such a good job, and they checked in with me to make sure the heights were exact, and it was wonderful.
That's something we
Yeah.
really didn't discuss when you were, you know, I was worried about the scaffolding and you being up
Yeah.
there, but the fixtures are so delicate. You had to take great pains and care to
Yes.
make sure that they were
Yes, ma'am.
intact
Yeah.
and not damaged in any way while you were installing them.
Exactly. Yeah, it takes time. It takes, you know, someone has to really take their time to put it together. Each one of those little beads have to be put onto the right area, and then you got to count them all the way around. Yeah. Also, when you have large fixtures like that, you got to make sure you have the correct blocking above it.
Something we don't know, but
Not
that's
at-
why
yes,
we call
yes.
Jason with
Absolutely.
Conquest.
They also worked really closely with, I had these beautiful TVs installed, and they worked really closely with my audiovisual folks to make sure we had the right wiring and everything for the TVs so that I wouldn't have any issues as well as we got everything installed. So there's a lot of coordination.
How did you find Jason? at
Actually,
Conquest?
through my general contractor said that Conquest was their preferred electrician. They've been working together for 10 years, and everything was so well coordinated. I was so impressed. Every time that it was electrician day, they were here at 8, and then they would ask me if it was okay. They needed to stay a little bit past 5. They said, okay, we're gonna get, you know, otherwise it was on the dot from 8 to 5, and they were working nonstop through. And my general contractor told us this, you can't get, I needed someone actually for a smaller job for a rental property, and he said, you can't get anybody better, and you know,
You're
at
gonna
any
make me
cost.
blush.
And,
Yeah, what a
yeah, and it was
testimonial.
fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. I highly recommend Conquest. And I actually felt like I said goodbye and told the guys I was going to miss them. They stayed late. They stayed late the night they were doing those final outdoor lights and assuring me, I like what you said. I didn't know anything about the recessed lighting. And he said, if we don't change these out, you'll have to change these bulbs. If we do change them out, you'll change them in 7 years. You'll call us. And I didn't know anything about it, and he said, because I don't want you going up
In
here.
6 months,
Right.
yeah, when the light bulb burns
And
out.
I said I didn't know,
Yeah.
and that was the night they stayed late, because it was like they only had like 1 more hour of work, and I said, okay, I'm gonna miss you guys, like, I'm gonna have to hurry up and remodel another room, because they really did a fantastic job.
What
Yeah.
a wonderful testimonial. And I think
Yeah.
what I keep thinking is attention to detail, but at the end of the day, it's outstanding customer service.
It was, so not only these were the beads, and of course those fixtures over there were glass, and they shipped here in these huge wooden crates, and they were navigating, moving those, and like gently removing them, like as a team, and then figuring out the right scaffolding to get it done. And I said, I'm gonna go outside and pace the driveway, because it's not
Let me know when it's
my-
done.
Yeah, I was like, that's not my area of expertise, so I'm not gonna watch. And I'd come back in, I was like, oh, can you unwrap it so I can see? Because it was encased in plastic, and I was like, okay, now turn it on. And they turned out amazing. So.
You know, I think whenever you hire somebody for a project, that's the experience you want to have, right?
Yep.
We don't all get that one, but Jason, why is this attention to detail, this attention to customer service so important for you?
We just want to be different. We want to give that extra. We really do. It's down to having our service techs. They're trained. They wear their uniforms. Their background checked, and you know, not all electricians are the same. Just like we have the 4 different divisions, you have guys that are service, that are good at dealing with the customers and working with them. And then you have, you know, the new construction guys. They're get it done.
Yeah.
Go, go, go. I'm not saying one's better than the other. It's just they're different. You know, so we go through, we take the time to pick the right service technicians that can mesh with having to deal with a diverse, you know, set of people in Austin area.
And the different needs and the different,
Mhm.
you know, from residential to the commercial, and we went through all of the different, I guess, lanes that you service. You make sure the right person is for the job.
Yes, ma'am.
How do folks get a hold of you?
You can reach us at 512-257-0111 or on Facebook.
Awesome. And 10-star reviews.
10 stars. Yeah, I think absolutely. And it's funny because as you were mentioning that we don't want to go up there and change the light bulbs, but also, you know, we can be handy, but electricity is not a place I want my husband being handy because there's so many things that can go wrong. And with a project this big, we really wanted to make sure we were getting the right advice as well, because big fixtures, you know, lots of coordinating parts. The switches had to be, you know, where the different light switches are. There was so much to coordinate, and they did such a fantastic job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love hearing all
No, I
right.
didn't pay her
Yeah,
for
he
this.
did not. He did
There
not.
has been no money exchanged.
I even
know
took
that's
a
what
little
you're thinking.
time off. Yeah.
Well, your home
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
It is an honor to interview you and let people know about Conquest Electrical Contracting. And best wishes. Good luck. I
Thank
feel
you
like a
so
little
much.
doggy
Thank
is
you.
barking.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it's time.
All right, well, thank you
I
very
hope
much.
you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you.